We are taking Aifne 3 on 1, we're killing her. But now we're going against a powerful succubus. She's doing a lot of damage and she killed my enemies like flies. But I can take the damage. I'm very tanky. I have 50 resistance, 50 armor. I can run away with 2 enemies hitting him. Now your Rev is using his blink attack on me, but I still survived with my with all my tankiness and help from my allies. I can survive and kill the enemy. Hi, welcome to my strategy on Golem. Golem is a melee hero, and unfortunately all his stats are pretty much the lowest at the beginning. His health points is only 415, and for example Saskia or Zoltan, they will have 510, so way more. And his health region is I think the lowest for a melee hero. His attack damage is the lowest, his range is the lowest, his armor and resistance is also the lowest for a melee hero, and his movement speed is the second lowest. Now his skill, Summon Gargoyle, is basically a gargoyle comes from the sky, and when it lands on the battlefield it does damage. At my setup at level 4 it does 168 damage, also slows down the enemy heroes. It has a radius of 2 and it lives up to 10 seconds, and after a while it will chase the nearest enemy hero, and it will explode if it catches the enemy hero. And then it will do again the 168 damage. So if you do it right and the enemy doesn't counter this, because he can kill the gargoyle, I don't know how much hit points exactly the gargoyle has, but basically excuse me, I'm still having a really bad cough. With 2 hits basically they can kill the gargoyle. So this I think a good way to set up this skill is to increase the damage, because the damage will be dealt 2 times in good situations, and basically keep the slow, decrease the slow and keep the radius. Radius of 2 is helpful, because when the enemies clamp up you can hit 2 enemies. Also when an enemy is moving it's way easier to hit him. Now the second skill, Stone Spire, is works like this. The Golem will get a line of stones that go up, and at the end of the line there will be a stone spire that, besides dealing damage, will also stun the enemy. Now if you hit the enemy anywhere on the line there will be damage, but only at the end of this stone line they will also be stunned. Now this is quite hard of a stun to get off, because first of all, if you're in melee range, if you're hitting the enemy you cannot stun him, because the stun will only be dealt 6.5 distances away from you, and if you're 1 distance away and you're hitting him you cannot stun him. So the best way to use it to actually stun somebody is when you see 2 enemies fighting it out and you run up to it and you're getting into this cast range, just throw the stone spire then. Or you seeing one of your allies stunning an enemy, they're gonna be stationary for a second or 2, throw the stone spire to stun them again. I increased the damage, because the additional damage is quite nice, and also the 30% are very helpful. I decreased the range because I don't think actually the range is much helpful. And I increased the stuns. A longer stun is also always nice. His ulti is contravention. Now Golem will transform himself into loose stones. They will all circle and pull the enemies into the middle of the circle. And normally during the time of this skill, Golem will be invincible, he cannot be damaged, and after this skill he will heal up for 40%, which you can increase to 60. Now the damage that Golem does to the enemies in this radius are quite low. They're normally 50. You can increase this to 62.5 when you put one more point into damage, which I do. But you're not really doing the crazy damage in this skill unless you build Golem around power and make use of the power multiplier, which is it's a good strategy especially against succubus. But other than that, I think when you play Golem as a tank, you should decrease the uptime, because mostly you're using this skill not to damage your enemies but to heal up. Now, why you should play Golem as a tank? It's mainly because of his passive is that Golem gains armor and resistance every 10 seconds. He gets 1 extra percent of resistance in armor, and you can get up to 20% of extra resistance and armor with this skill. So this makes Golem really tanky, together with his ulti that gives him a 60% heal. Now, unfortunately, when you die, the cumulated points will be the half of them will be lost. So let's say you manage to accumulate 16% additional resistance and 60% additional armor, and you die, you only have 8% of bonus left. So then you have to work with time on getting this bonus higher. So Golem really does lose from dying more than other heroes, so I have to be very careful with him. Because you're building him as a tank with a lot of armor and a lot of resistance, it makes sense to get a gear that increased armor and resistance, like his legendary molten core or those epic boots, and those gloves that increase armor. There are better legendary gloves and boots that will increase armor and resistance even more, but I don't have them, which is kind of crazy because I have like 70 legendary items, but just not those two. I also use the green healing potion and the grape shot to heal additionally up. And let's join the game and see how we do. Now, the good thing about this strategy is that Golem can be very strong, like he can be really tanky. The problem is that he suffers from dying, and he doesn't really do a lot of damage. So the problem is that you will have to have teammates that can dish out the damage, and since right now you play mostly unranked games with random people, if you have bad team on your side, you're will have a hard time winning because you only can tank. You cannot really dish out damage, kill the enemies really easy. So it's a problem. Second of all, if the random players that you're playing with are weak, you'll probably die more than you should. And if you die a lot, you don't really get too much from the bonus from Golem's passive. So it makes more sense when you play with friends, or later on when there is ranked play where can you play with better players, to make more use of Golem's tankiness than right now. I put 1 point into summon Gargoyle because it does more damage, and I want to have damage at the beginning. And you have to be careful because, as I said in the beginning, Golem is quite squishy in the beginning. All his stats are below that of enemy, of normal melee heroes. So at the beginning, see how much life that cost me. So I have to be very careful. Don't die just in the beginning. Wait till your passive increases your resistance and your armor. Every 10 seconds you get 1 more resistance, 1 more armor. So just don't take crazy fights in the beginning. Okay, maybe let's fight maybe against Aifne. Oh. Aifne, our succubus died, so we're getting out of the fight. And we managed to land that spire stun. We have to get out because we have not a lot of life. Let's get the first armor. And throw that spire stun. See, you have to be away. Oh, okay, we have. No, I was clicking on the heal, but it just didn't heal. Now we lost half of our accumulated points, so it sucks. But we will get that back. We had to take the fight because if we didn't, we probably just lose on points. Okay, let's take it. Let's heal up. And we died again. I think I clicked on my ulti, but it just, didn't record, or I was a little bit too slow. Missed the stun. You see, it's not easy to get it off. Okay, we got Aifne. And let's use our ulti. And we killed Lorev. No, and we died again. A bad start, you don't wanna die that often. And we're going for the golden armor. Okay, let's concentrate more. Use the stun. And we just managed to kill her. Heal up. Use the first and second skill. No, and we're gonna die again. Now I say try not to die, and I'm dying a lot. You know, it's not that easy when you're going against a better team with Golem. That's definitely a problem. Excuse me. Okay. Let's chase him and use our ulti. Yes, and we managed to kill Yorvath. Now let's get some bombs. Use our heal, our potion, and Lefo managed to kill Succubus. We are low on points. We don't have our... Yeah, and he just stunned us and we couldn't do anything about it. Okay. Oh, we have money for the golden armor. Let's attack Succubus. We managed to kill her. And you know, see our resistance and and armor is already at 50%. Yes, and we managed to... Let's get here and use our ulti. But we have to run away because we're not gonna win this fight 2-on-1. Let's heal up. Yes, and we managed to... Lefo's head managed to win this. Let's try to chase Aethne. And let's get the stun off, but it just didn't work. And yeah, now we managed to kill her. And let's go after Yorvath. Run away. Use our heal. And now use our ulti. Now it's a 3-on-1 situation, which we don't want to really take. We have no heal. We have let's try and kill Succubus. Yes, we managed to kill her. Now get and try to defend this point, because that's probably when they're gonna attack. Use the bomb. Okay, let's get away. It's 3-on-1. Not gonna be able to get this. Ooh, let's use our healing potion. Yes, and we managed to stun your Verve into there. Let's cap this point. You have to cap all the points. Okay, let's get away. Throw that stun. Yes, we managed to stun them both. Let's try to kill Succubus. Yeah, we managed to kill Succubus. And go back for a healing potion. And killed her with our Gargoyle. Throw that stun, just missed barely. As you can see, it's not that easy to get. And we managed to win. What a close victory. It wasn't the best example of playing Golem, because the beginning was really tough, and we died way more than we should. Against 2-range hero, it's not easy, and pretty much Succubus is also a range hero. But once you get a little bit going and get the old golden armor, Succubus becomes really Golem becomes way stronger, and he can take way more damage, you know, when he gets the 20% bonus from his passive. That's really helpful. So get the golden armor, try not to die to build up that passive, get items that increase his armor and his resistance, and then try to tank a lot of damage. Okay, thank you for listening. See you next time.